So
And the frustration isn't limited to theists and at all. Frustration is a human trait, and I think I'm a perfect example of somebody who's demonstrated that being able to get frustrated over and over again.
yeah.
And actually, if I can pause for a second, there's
Yeah.
a call that actually deals with that. So it's
Okay.
like right in the middle.
Okay.
We've got Pedja from Germany.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just wanted to say thanks to Matt and all the other guys for the show. Just 5 minutes ago, I used Matt's "You're more moral than God" approach, and when I kind of hit the wall, and I want to talk to you about the those three pillars you said that they can be pretty strong. I mean, at some point, I just get into this like I'm hitting the wall with someone. It's like they just don't get that 2 + 2 is 4.
Yeah.
And I know Matt's approach is usually to hang up.
Yeah.
But,
See, I mean,
I'm wondering, do you have any, any advice what to do with them?
Yeah. How do you handle people who just don't get it?
Yeah.
And this goes to what I was talking about regarding frustration. I am frustrated by people who refuse to argue honestly, who want to just move on to the next argument and not acknowledge that their initial point had been refuted. People who constantly repeat, they're just not grasping that I've come up with something that refutes their argument. They just move on to another analogy that's the same as the one before.
Yeah, there's a moving target.
It drives me crazy.
Tactic.
And on occasion, perhaps on too many occasions, perhaps not, I'll just tell them they're an idiot and hang up. Now, the problem with this is that people don't, I don't realize, or I'm not always aware that people don't know me as well as I know me. And obviously, when I reach that point where I'm going to hang up and you're an idiot, I'm not telling them that idiot or moron is the sum total of what I think about them and everything they believe. I'm saying within the context of that argument, they're being an idiot. And oh, by the way, I'm not immune to that. I've been an idiot and a moron and a buffoon many, many times. The difference is that I seem to actually care about whether or not I'm being an idiot and a moron. And when somebody identifies that and says you're being an idiot, my immediate reaction is to go figure out why are they identifying me as an idiot? What have I done? Can I correct it, or are they mistaken? And the people that I find myself frustrated with are the ones who, when they hear that, they don't care. They don't care about. They care more about protecting their beliefs than whether or not they're true.
Or
So
they
we're
write
back to
you
what-
off as someone
Yeah.
who's an emotional.
Oh,
you're mean.
So,
You're mean.
I usually just give up because, I mean, after a point, it just doesn't make sense. And I was wondering if I don't know.
I have a couple of suggestions for you. One thing Jeff D does is he makes very sure that the person he's arguing with acknowledges the point that Jeff made. And if Jeff has won an argument, he forces them to say, yes, I concede this point, before going on to the next thing. It's tiresome, but I think it's a good strategy.
The other thing is that if you get the sensation that it's just going to go from one thing to the other, Jeff's the best person to make recommendations about this, I guess, is to say, okay, give me your best argument.
That's the one I was going to talk about next. Yeah. Get them to start at the beginning. Say, give me your best argument, the one that is going to convince me or whatever, and there is no better argument, right? And and refer to your God. Pray to your God. Make sure you two agree that it's the very best argument, right? And then when you refute it, then you're done, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I'm done, but they're not. They switch to a different.
Yeah. Well, you
topic,
have to get them to
bouncing,
agree early on that they're going to present the best one. My tactic that I'm presenting today is I say, hey, there are these three problems, and I state pretty early on in the argument that if you use any of these tactics, you're lying to me. You're full of BS, right? And I say, the minute you hit one of these landmines, you're dead. I win, and I'm not going to argue with you anymore. And I stop because going on, let me jump up a level. I debate to learn myself. I don't believe that I'm going to convince very many people. And I try to debate in public forums so that people who are listening in, the lurkers, get the benefit of seeing this argument play out, and they can hopefully learn from it, either the people sitting on the fence or really the audience there. And so often when you're doing one-on-one debates with someone who's got their mind made up, it's a waste of time. And
yeah,
so,
I don't. I do it so that there's other people, because that's also my goal for the audience to make up their own mind. So yeah, and I like the three things you mentioned, and I also like the what Matt just said also at the beginning about do you care thing. I'm going to use that one as well.
Okay.
Well, I'm not going to take up any of your time more because it's already midnight here. Just wanted to tell you. For the guys at Ustream that made fun of me for 2 + 2 = 2 thing, and I'm not German, I'm Serbian. I'm also a vice president of Serbian Atheists, a new organization if you can call
Excellent.
it that. And you can imagine how popular we are. And, I'm arguing people that, our beast is just like your beast, but they think it's completely different. And it's just annoying. But, yeah, just wanted to say thank you, guys. I'm
Good luck to you.
using a lot of your arguments, and I love it. So, keep up the good work.
Oh, you
Thanks
too.
a lot for calling.
You too.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks.